But you know what my wife really wants?
What's that?
It's just me to be kind.
Yeah?
I struggle with that so much, though.
I don't, because my wife is much meaner, and she'll tell me.
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of the Overlap Podcast, where we discuss and study the overlaps between work, fitness, family, faith, parenting, and leadership, with the idea that becoming better in one aspect of your life helps you become better in all aspects of life. We're really, business focused on this podcast, but we're using that as the lens of becoming better in everything that we do. And what we're doing is just trying to take the business lessons we're learning as we move through life and everything else and sort of boil those down for you business leaders. And so you can learn from them and incorporate them into your life. Hopefully you learn a few things. Hopefully you're inspired. And that's the purpose of this podcast. Good afternoon, Keith.
Good afternoon.
What do we got today?
Oh, man. So I was in a conversation, and we were talking about business and where our business was, and he made this statement, and it stuck with me, and I just thought about it for a week. He said, I figured out that I had to quit getting on the ladder and go after the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
And
That's
I thought
poignant.
about...
That's poignant.
Yeah.
You thought about it. Go ahead.
And so I started thinking about, man, I really love to be on the ladder.
Why? Why do you love to be on the ladder?
Because that's the innovative, that's the daring, that's the great new product.
Oh, yeah.
That's the new thing.
Okay.
And I love new things.
Yeah, why?
You know.
Why?
I like a new thing.
As I know. You love Howler Brothers, too, by the way.
Howler Brothers.
That's
I'm
a
on
great
it today.
shirt. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Representing them well. I can't believe they're not sponsoring the podcast.
They should I would wear their hats, too, but I like the mellow and better.
Yeah, Melon sponsorship is on its way.
That's on its way.
I'm sure it's coming.
But because we like flashy things.
Why?
Because as entrepreneurs, we think that's what we have to go after.
Okay. I do think it gives us juice.
Yeah.
I do think that's the deal, man. That's where the juice is at, and being innovative, like you said. I think that's what we think entrepreneurship and business leadership and business in general really is the I'm Elon Musk and I'm gonna create a car company.
Yeah.
Or while I'm doing that, by the way, let's create a rocket company that takes people and things into outer space. And while I'm doing that, at the same time, why don't I try to fix the traffic problem by boring underneath these busy cities and have driving lanes down underneath them, and then I'll put my Tesla cars in those and have people just move up and down.
And then while I'm doing that, why don't I put a chip in a guy's head?
Oh yeah, because what could go wrong there?
What could go wrong there?
Yeah,
he really is.
And while I'm doing that, why don't I just buy a social media platform?
Yeah,
and get into a big pissing contest with everyone in the social world.
So
no big deal.
You see how we love shiny things?
Well, that's what we think business is. That's who we emulate. That's who gets exalted as the ideal. And for a long time, no one appreciated, the Warren Buffetts of the world. Warren Buffett is not flashy.
And they still don't think about it. You don't hear about it.
That's a good point.
One of the richest dudes in the world.
Yeah, man, he's really the guy.
But, even Elon, how long it was a long time before he was able to do, he just plugged away.
Even then, let's just assume we're not Elon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're not.
That's a safe bet.
Correct.
Safe bet. Cool. You like innovation. Cool. You like new shiny things. Cool. And Elon, blah, blah, blah. Just assume you're not Elon. Because I'm not.
Right.
I'm not.
And but
that is getting on the damn ladder right there, son.
And then think about it.
Yeah.
It's just like jiu-jitsu too. That's why I love to watch the white belts.
You like doing barambolos?
The black belts are boring.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
And you know why? Because they use the low-hanging fruit.
They do keep it simple.
It's super simple.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I get all fancy and innovative, and that's where I lose money.
Oh, yeah.
But when I go back to what I've been doing for 20 years,
yeah,
which is the development of content,
yeah,
it works.
Yeah. That fruit is easy to pick.
When I try to create
takes less effort.
The new publishing thing that the world picks up, I lose my shirt.
It's a very nice shirt.
Yeah, thanks. I do love this shirt.
It's a great one.
Yeah. And so when that phrase came out of that gentleman's mouth, I was like, God, I'm so guilty of that.
Yeah, I have been guilty of it. I think I've been burned by it a lot. So over the last 20 years, and so at least in the last 10 years, I've had a real strong desire to try to keep things simple.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
So
but
I can still get on the ladder though.
Yeah. I still have a temptation to every day.
Yeah.
Especially as I see new innovation come out, and because I'm in the tech space,
Oh,
so as new innovation comes out, I want to create, I want to do new things. I want to use the latest, greatest new technology. I want to use AI for everything.
There it is. I was waiting for AI
for
to be.
everything.
We can't have there can't be a podcast in the world that doesn't mention AI. We've checked the box. Carry on.
However, I will say that you and I have something cool coming.
I do, man. I love it. I love it. It's great. Actually, it is great. It just is. It's shocking that everything has the word AI in it. It's so funny.
Sid, you say numbers are the language of business. We probably should take care of business.
If you're a small business owner looking to take your business to the next level, listen up. My good friend Chris Francis has spent over 20 years growing his tree care business to national success. Now he's partnered with Rick Miller, you've probably heard him here on the podcast before, Harvard MBA, and business consultant to create Roadmap for Growth, an online course to help you scale, build teams, and create systems that last. It's not just for the tree industry. This course applies to any small service business. Check out treebusiness.com or hit the link on the Overlap homepage to learn more. Look, not all of you have to deal with workman's comp, but those of you that do know that it's time-consuming and it's a headache. Insurance in general feels like something that happens to you rather than for you. But partnering with someone that really knows their stuff, like Chris May, with LTN Insurance, you've heard him before on the podcast, offers you the opportunity to regain control of your insurance. By collaborating with Chris, you have the chance to craft a personalized plan that ensures you receive optimal coverage at the best price. At LTN Insurance, their foremost core value is centered on education rather than sales. Their core value actually says, we don't sell, we educate, because they truly believe in empowering you, the customer, with the knowledge to make informed decisions about your insurance. That's whether you do business with them or not. They want you to be informed. So you can trust Chris and look him up, give him a call, or go to the website ltninsurance.com.
And so what are the things, and so I started thinking about it, and I've really been on this train for the last couple years, is what are the few things I do well?
There you go. That's the question.
Yeah. What do I not have to get on the ladder for that I can just go to the bottom of the tree and pick off?
Yeah. What are those things?
For me personally?
Yeah, you care to share, or do you want to just keep rapping on the?
I mean those things for me are anything that have to do with words.
Okay, so those.
Yeah,
gotcha.
It's not how to create shiny new videos with cameras that I have to go buy to make the shiny new videos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I think
it's not creating the greatest, most technological new AI product. Although I want to do that and I desire to do that, but is the stuff that I'm doing that really brings the money in,
Mm-hmm.
am I even honed in? Am I efficient at that?
Yeah. Well, I think you answered that the way I would is at this point in my life, I kind of got an idea of what I'm good at. But I got a real good idea of what I'm not good at. That's easier for me to answer. That's
Right.
way easier for me. So if I can kind of stay out of those lanes and find people that really like to do those things, that was a game changer for me. That I thought I had to be in the dark crunching numbers and doing all the data entry because no one would ever want to do that. Turns out I got a girl that loves that stuff and actually does sit in the dark.
Yes.
And her reports are on time, closes the book super fast, and I'm pretty hawkish when it comes to a report. I'm like looking through it, and I've got it down to go, yep, that's wrong. Well, how do you know? I don't know, but those percentages are way off, and that something's wrong there. If it was like that, I would know it. We would all know it, something like that. Never is her stuff wrong. It's pretty great. So knowing what I'm not good at and coming to the realization that others really like to do that kind of stuff ends up putting me in a position where I'm not getting on the ladder. To the point of the ladder, it takes way more energy to haul that damn ladder out, get it over to the tree, find the right spot, climb up the ladder. I'm not near as productive with that ladder as I am just pulling it down where it's reachable and putting it in my bag. I gotta there's just so much more effort involved, but we want to get up on that ladder because God, doesn't it look cool?
It looks super cool, but I bet it's not in your 20.
It's not.
It all goes back to the 80-20
Yeah, it
rule.
does, man.
What products, services, benefits do you give your customers that are just your low-hanging, that are just down there for them to pick?
Yeah. Get off the ladder. Just pick the low-hanging fruit. That could also apply to not just production, but solving problems.
Yeah.
In business or in life, in relationship, whatever. Let's do each one. Business, life, relationship. Business. You got some issues. I don't know. Let's say this is fictional. Say your maintenance department isn't running very efficiently and you're producing somewhere around 400 hours of overtime every week. That seems like a big issue. Low-hanging fruit. Sorry. The maintenance department isn't running very efficiently. What can you do? Well, let's start looking at some of the numbers. Where's the fruit? And let's go, holy cow, that number overtime is a big deal. All right, that seems like a low-hanging fruit. We can probably manage that. That's within our control, right? So what do you got to do? Maybe let's look at all those routes. Oh, 2 of these are way overbooked and 2 more are pretty overbooked. Can we add 1 more route? That's going to be more people, more stuff. Well, we've got some people, it turns out. We've got another truck, and we can add 1 more route and reduce all of the additional labor required from those 2 overly booked routes, and then still be able to pick up a few stops on the other 2 that are mildly overbooked. Now you don't have overtime. You've just got production that you're not paying. Here, get it, wait for it. 1.5 times your labor rate to get the exact same amount of production. That's low-hanging fruit.
And even...
It's not coming up with a new lawnmower. It's not introducing robots into the maintenance world. It's not going all electric. It's not a new marketing campaign. It's not even a new maintenance manager or some new log or even software, It's just looking at that stuff and taking low-hanging fruit.
But going even simpler than that, most businesses miss the low-hanging fruit because they don't have the data.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
I mean,
But if you're doing
see,
payroll, you ought to know.
You should know that.
You should. I mean, even if you're not doing payroll, and what's the payroll company? Everyone uses. It starts with an A, I think.
I have no idea.
AFP. I don't know. Either way, even if your payroll company is doing that, you should say, "Hey, can you give me a report on just the guys that are classified for maintenance?" Oh, we don't have them broken out by class. Okay, cool. We need to do that. Let me get a list of all the team members, and I'll put an M by them, and I'll scan it and send it back, and I want you to classify them as maintenance. Oh, okay. And then you track that for the next couple of weeks. Hey, send me a report whenever you're doing payroll on how many people with M, what their overtime was, and then give me a total at the bottom of that. They'll do that. Easy. Low-hanging fruit. Where's the fruit at?
Yeah, what expense by product is crushed me.
That is a good point. Do not make a mistake and order way too many books.
Well, or what are you spending to produce that one product?
Oh, that ain't no lie.
That's new and flashy.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the product that sells every week? Just keeps on selling.
Yeah, you've already paid for it.
You've already paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you sell more of that?
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I want to tell you about my friend Wes Cody. He's the president of C2 Wealth Strategies, a financial advisory firm dedicated to providing personalized solutions for your financial needs. Wes and his team of professionals are passionate about helping clients create wealth and achieve financial freedom. At C2 Wealth Strategies, they believe in taking a holistic approach to financial planning and are committed to building long-lasting relationships with their clients, ensuring their financial well-being every step of the way. Don't leave your financial future to chance. Contact Wes and C2 Wealth today at c2wealth.com to schedule a consultation. Let Wes and his team help you build your financial future.
I want to take a moment to talk about someone who's been instrumental in my personal and business success. That's Johnny Barranco and his team at Barranco & Associates. For over 7 years, Johnny has been my go-to accountant and financial consultant. I can tell you that he's more than just a tax preparer. Johnny takes a holistic approach to all my financial dealings, aligning them with my long-term plans and personal lifestyle. I've recommended Johnny to several friends throughout different business groups around the country, and the feedback has been nothing short of exceptional. His expertise and service are top-notch. So if you're looking for someone who not only prepares your taxes, but also helps you strategize for the future, Johnny and his team at Barranco & Associates are the ones to call. Trust me, you won't regret it. So contact Johnny Barranco today and take the first steps towards financial peace. You're not going to regret this. Let's talk about life. You ready to transition to life?
Yep.
Oh, my life's my life's a wreck and all that and whatever. We think everything is external when it comes to life, even business, really, especially if you're kind of the leader, and maybe if you're either way. But we think that everything's external, and if we think everything's external, I can point in a lot of different directions. But in life, everything boils down to you or me, right? If my life is a wreck, it's on me. I don't have to look very far. I don't have to point very many fingers. I just got to look in the mirror. What am I doing? Am I getting up on time? Am I going to bed on time? Am I eating well? Am I drinking too much? Am I getting a little bit of exercise before the workday so I got a clear head and a clear mind and building a strong body, that kind of stuff? Do I have the education I need? Do I need to read a book? Do I need to do something else? Do I need to take a night class? I don't know, but it's always internal. And I think life, we can make it real complicated and start complaining about who's going to win the election. Or we could really, this is the best one, the legacy media and their lies and all that stuff. That ain't affecting you in any way. That's just giving you something to complain about.
Yeah, quit watching that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And it didn't put you in the position you're in. You did. Your choices.
Oh, let's go to marriage. for a minute. We're actually putting together a marriage show, believe it or not.
We are.
So tune in for that. That should be interesting.
That'll be great.
Yeah, it will. But just, all right, all it takes is for you to go in your house and just speak kindly. I'm speaking to myself here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to go on trips. I don't have to go do new things. Now, all that's great. But you know what my wife really wants?
What's that?
Is just me to be kind.
Yeah.
I struggle with that so much, though.
I don't, because my wife is much meaner, and she'll tell me.
Yeah.
And she's pretty buff. She could inflict some damage. So I gotta parse those words out sparingly.
Yeah.
But
like,
marriage,
what can you
marriage
do?
is
Like,
on
what can
me
you
too.
do that's just there? That all you got to do is just go.
It's low hanging fruit.
It's low hanging fruit.
It really is, man. And
most of the good things in life really are low hanging fruit.
Quality time.
Yep.
That's usually what females want.
Mm-hmm.
Men want touch. Some women want like words of affirmation or gifts, but I've not ran across those. That hasn't been my experience.
Yeah, that's not mine.
But figuring it out. But most of the time, it's quality time.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's not going to Greece.
Mm-mm.
Although I would love to.
I would too.
I would love to. But really, it's, hey, let's look. I'll make dinner. Let's do that. I'll make dinner. Why don't you hang out and just talk to me? And they'll go, huh? No. And if I do it genuinely, and whatever, I can pour her a glass of wine. I can make dinner. It's not going to be near as good as if she makes it, but it's just the thought, and it is just time.
And then let's go to team members now.
Oh,
like the data tells me that it's really not, especially with Xers and millennials right now.
yeah.
It's not the money.
It's not.
What are they doing that makes a difference in your life? Just tell them.
They want to make a difference.
Yep.
They want to be a part of something.
I want to tell you about one of our newest sponsors, Red Branch Outdoor Living. They create environments to bring people together by providing a turnkey solution for outdoor living with remarkable customer experience. They specialize in outdoor kitchens, pavilions, patios, pools, spas, and fire features. And they do it with integrity, innovation, and being remarkable. They did my outdoor space, and it turned out amazing. Check them out at redbranchconstruction.com.
I want to give a shout out to a friend and sponsor of ours, Chris Drogmiller from CMD Fencing. Let me tell you, I've had the pleasure of working with Chris personally over the last 3 or 4 years, and I've never encountered a fence contractor who excels in communication, craftsmanship, and timeliness like he does. Chris always delivers. I mean it. Fair prices, top-notch work, always on budget, and the best part for me, always on time. So if you're in need of a fence company to help you with a fence or any other outdoor wooden structure, give Chris a call. You won't be disappointed. Get in touch with Chris and let him and his team take care of all your fencing needs. CMD Fencing. I'll tell you, man, speaking of EOS, not speaking like we were, but we always speak of EOS. Those one-on-ones that I thought I wouldn't have the time to do is actually low-hanging fruit when it comes to managing team members. And it sounds bad managing, but all I'm doing is building a relationship where I know them well.
Time, right?
Time.
It's just spending time.
They want time.
And I think that's time well spent. You know, because we talk about a lot, don't mismanage your time. But I think any time that you give someone else, do a one-on-one.
Yeah, especially if they're direct reports. They want to know, am I winning or losing?
Right.
And they got a scorecard. You could say, hey, the scorecard's right there. They know. Yeah, but they want to hear it from you. Mm-hmm. And they may not say it, but they want to hear, hey, man, you're doing a great job on this. On this, I think we could do better if we did these things. You know, they want to have that dialogue with you.
You know what? Last podcast we talked about having to like tighten the straps a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
If you spend a little time, it makes it easier when you have to have the hard conversation.
Yeah, that is 100%. I had to have a hard conversation with someone that I was having one-on-ones with for probably 18 months. And it really sucked because we're friends. Like, if that guy called me up and said, hey, let's go play golf, I don't even play golf, but I would be like, oh, man, I would actually have a good time with that. Let's go do that. Yeah. I'm down. But I had to have a hard conversation, and it sucked. But he knew that I was coming from it with I had to do it or I wouldn't have done it. And we had a good enough relationship that I did it with grace and dignity and let him keep his dignity. And it wasn't like a mean thing. He's not mad at me. I'm not mad at him. And it ended well, amicably. And I would do anything to help this guy get another position. And I wish him the best. It was great. And it was all because I spent the time. And that was pretty low-hanging fruit. If you want your team to get along, if you want your team to do well, if you want that stuff, man, bi-weekly one-on-ones is really low-hanging fruit.
So, where are you climbing up the ladder to get the shiny new thing that you just need to be down on the ground?
Yeah.
What product do you have that just makes you money day in and day out that you're neglecting?
What are the simple things that you could incorporate to make your life, your business, your relationships, your team better? Simple. And they're things that you can do on a regular basis that don't cost money. It's not a new software. It's not a new anything. It's just basic stuff, blocking and tackling. Low-hanging fruit, like you said. It's good, man. Good thought. Provoking topic. Hopefully you listeners are getting something out of that. If you are, please subscribe, share it with your friend, leave us a review, shout us out on the Overlap Instagram, because that's where I'm going to see it. LinkedIn, by the way.
LinkedIn, we're working on LinkedIn.
Oh, man, we're trying. And man, help us spread the word if you're getting something out of this. Like I said, subscribe, share it, leave us a review, share our LinkedIn posts, our Facebook or Instagram posts, and we appreciate you listening.
Have a great day. Peace.